Hey, my loves, welcome to vlog number 2. We can start off right now, and I'm sure everyone knows this, by praying for Florida, still Texas, also Georgia, Louisiana, the Carolinas. They are all getting ripped a new one. And the only thing and the only way we can conquer this and bring peace about is through prayer and the power of prayer, trusting and believing. So please, everybody, do that. Keep everything and everybody in prayer, because it's so much so needed. Because in the eyes of the Most High, there's no separation of persons. So don't ever believe that when you hear people of different nationalities or different races saying that I'm better than you and blah, blah, blah. That is just not so. There is no religion in God's eyes. There's no social class. There's nothing. We are all the same. Remember that, because we're living in a day of misconceptions, and it causes us to fail when we think that way. And people are drawing the color of gray between the perfect line of heaven and hell, because it is a perfect line. There's no in between. There's no lukewarm. We got to remember that. And the masses of us, the most of us are being fed from plates of disturbing lies, and then offered libations of unsettling untruths. We got to quit accepting that and know where our power lies and where our strength lies as spiritual beings. So we just got to do better and be better and just throw it all aside. Okay, now to start with my vlog, I want to talk about one of the stories, because that's what I'm doing in these first few vlogs. I want to talk about one of my stories, short one I wrote, called P.T.S.D. And instead of what it really is, post-traumatic stress syndrome, of what we know as PTSD, I entitled it PTSD, Praise, Strength, Trust, and Declaration. And I want to talk about a guy named Jerry. Jerry went through so much. He fought over in the war, and head got tore up from different things he had to do, and he had to struggle, and he had to find strength, and his only way to overcome was what he learned when he was younger, just to have strength and faith and believe that there is something out there bigger than you and I that can help him get through. Now, I'm going to read you a little bit of this, and I want you to really listen close, because my readings, you got to read between the lines, and I'm going to set it up to let you know a little bit about it. He keeps seeing a vision of a young girl, and he gives a young girl, little girl, a name, and he's trying to talk to her because he didn't mean her any harm, but harm came into play as to what he had to do as being a soldier in the army. So he came home, he had to go through what he had to go through, but he always had this struggle within, and he always saw what he saw, and the only way out was the way that he saw fit, and that was to look above. So I am going to do my regular old thing that you'll come to know now, is pick it up and read a little bit for you. Listen close. Sadness clutches his heart, and tears began to take over again. Almost going into a full outright wail, he catches himself, trying to remain composed, to finish conversing to someone who's really not there. He sees her. He can't help but to see her. She's a regular in his life now, an unannounced guest with the mission of not leaving one part of his mind untouched. That was an awful day that will never ever leave his memory. Choking on his words, he says, "Tell you what, I'm going to name you Fawn." Yes, Fawn. Such a fitting name for a lovely young lady with big, beautiful eyes. He sniffs and continues to fight back tears. He shouts, "I didn't want to shoot you, Fawn. I didn't want to pull the trigger. You got to know that I didn't want to do it." Reaching into his grocery bag, he pulls out a fifth of vodka. Throwing his head back, he's guzzling like someone lost in the desert for days, in the need of a quenching yet thirsty drink with endless means, as if he could never get enough. "I don't want to remember nothing. I don't want to see you again. I'm going to drink and drink until I can't drink anymore. I don't care what the dumbass doctor says. What does he know? Hell, what do any of them know? They weren't there. How about if I take my pills and wash them down with this good old bottle of liquor? Ha! Yeah, that's probably my best bet. Stupid pills don't work anyhow." Wow. All I do is sleep, and when I'm woke, I walk around in a daze, Jerry hears a car door slam. He reaches back and sweeps the curtain back. Behaving like a soldier in the midst of battle, he searches for the culprit of the noise. Either that's the enemy scooting a little closer to the window, or it's just the next door neighbor, Miss Sally, with her loud, crazy self. Wait! Who am I to call anybody crazy? Yeah, it's her coming in for the evening. She almost just got popped with a hot one. Huh, Fawn? I told her don't slam doors or make sudden moves around me. She knows it freaks me out. She knows I'm not playing with the full deck of cards. I only got jokers in my hand, and I'm going to win every time. Now she is the enemy. Taking a gulp of the smooth top shelf vodka and turning the direction of his gaze, he intently begins to speak again. Now, Fawn, where were we, baby girl? Do you know that every time I see a little girl, I just about lose it? I can't even talk to my little nieces and cousins because when I do, I see you and I start crying. That's all you get because it's a good short story. It's some before that and it's some after that. But I go on to, at the end of this short story, and I share a little writing like I always do throughout the years and stuff. I'm sure if you paid any attention to me, Jackie's Manna for You always shares a little bit of word, a little bit of knowledge. And this one is about pain. Let me read it to you. Pain reveals itself through the mind, traveling outwards, manifesting in behaviors that cause one to bring forth unlovely actions. Pray for help to govern the maintenance of your mind so that you may heal and deal with this thing called life. Because it's hard. It's so hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. You can't get to the goodness until you can get through some of these things. And for some people, it's easy. For some, it's not. But you just got to know you got to try. It's so much goodness that lays at the end of that road of darkness where you think you'll never see the light. There's so much goodness there. But the thing is, you just have to hold on and keep pressing and pressing and pressing, and you'll get there. Just allow yourself time to heal. Sure, sometimes you might have to go lay in that doctor's office chair and sit back and tell them all your worries and all your cares. That helps you release it. Yeah, that helps. And most times you need to get down on your knees or go anywhere to that quiet place and just talk. Get into that spiritual mindset where you can let loose of many things that overwhelm you, because just even getting it out of you may even just bring about the healing that you need. And don't sit back and wait and say you're going to do it then, or think about doing it and don't do it. Get up and try that. Get up and try that. You got to get moving. You got to get to the place where you can heal and deal with life. I have stories like this and much more, and I'm going to share little parts here and here with you, and I hope you enjoy. And if I stumble on words, y'all know me. I'm reading. I don't care. Long as you get the gist of what I'm saying and what I'm trying to share with you, so you can experience a little bit of truth and gain a little touch of wisdom and knowledge and encouragement and strength and her peace from Jackie's Manna for You, because my words are truly from my heart. And like I said, I love you. You are my loves, and you always will be. Pray for everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace, my love.